Hello, back to new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the new cap here, the mountain cap. I actually could have made this video a little bit earlier, but I've completely forgot that we basically have now 1 hour earlier for people outside of America. The new league basically. So yeah, for me right now, I am basically at the same time where I usually do my battles. I was like, why is it already available? But yeah, we're going to take a look today at a team with Shadow Gliscor. Shadow Gliscor is going to be a very common pick in this meta. I counted it a lot of times as well, because it is one of the Pokemon that can beat both Diggersby as well as Escavalier, which is a very good core in general in the meta right now. And funny thing is, I encountered in my first 3 games 3 times the exact same backline that I'm also using on my team here right now, which can be a little bit RPS. Here my opponent, for example, lags out, but I would have won this game easily without that, as well as I had already 2 moves stored basically for the opponent's Pokemon here. The Frosters is coming back in here, so we can farm them all the way down. Other than this, I'm not going to include the Pokemon on the left side this time around. I saw some criticism for saying that it might be a little bit too distracting. Let me know in the comment section what you think about this. Do you think it's a little bit too distracting to put in the Pokemon on the left side, like you saw like me going through the Pokemon, showing the IVs or whatever? Doesn't really give you that much extra information other than you see that they all caught at the same place and that I don't cheat, which you most likely already figured out anyway. Don't know. But yeah, like you're going to see here now only the gameplay, not my Pokemon on the side anymore. Let me know in the comment section if you want to see the Pokemon again on the side or not. Just not sure about that. We're going to see here the opponent having a Wishcast, which was baiting me successfully first, but now we're going to encounter the opponent's Lucario. We could have went actually for the Earthquake immediately and knocked them out, but now we have to deal with the consequences of our own actions here, as we're going to be able to go ahead and go into our Lucario. And again, we see the same backline that we already have on our own team, but also encountered in the team before. This time around, the lead just played a little bit better. If they didn't bait there, I would have been so much better off, but it was just a bait game there, which lost us the game. But yeah, next opponent, Gliscor in the lead. Let's see what they're going to have here. We're going to see a Shadow Gliscor against us, which is also shiny. Did you even know that with the new Rocket event, also Rocket Grunts can have shinies? I don't know if it's just going to be the new shinies that were already released basically prior, or if it's like every shiny that would be possible when they have already a shiny from their normal Pokemon in the game. Don't know, but mostly just the ones that were already released prior. That would make the most sense, I guess. But yeah, like this is confirmed by Niantic that we're going to get from the grunts already the Shadow Shiny Pokemon, which is going to be nice. As we're going to encounter here an Escavalier. What a surprise! They're going to let the move go through, which is amazing for me, as we see the Lucario coming in, having to take 1 charge move here now. Night Slash is going to do some decent damage, and we can just stay in here, go for another Night Slash here. I'm gonna get them low, and in general the wing attack damage already adds up so much, and we get the boost here, which is even better for us, as they can just let this move go through. They're gonna go for the bait there with Power Punch. We don't really care too much about this, and we're just going to be able to go to town here with our Gliscor. They get, of course, the guaranteed boost there as well. It doesn't matter, we will be able to knock out the opponent that runs the exact same team that we do, which is kind of funny. And next opponent, we see a Diggersby in the lead, and we see a Froster Sailsorb. Kinda is close to the team that I showcased already earlier, so maybe they have an Escav in the back. We will find out shortly. As you can see now, the Froster is going to have to deal with our Lucario. Against Froster Sailsorbs, I usually just stay in for a little bit and go for 1 Night Slash. If they're in the lead, I usually swap out immediately. Really depends. Like, there's not a lot that you can do wrong or right against Frosters. It's a very neutral Pokemon for the entire team, so it's a little bit tricky sometimes to play around there. Here we're going to see that they're going to go straight for the Fire Punch against us, which is going to be pretty decent for us, as we will be able to take this move then, let them knock us out here, and we will be able to go into our, our what's called Gliscor, and we will be able to wall them. But actually, instead of running the Escavalier, which would have been a trickier one for us, they're going to run the Ninetales, which is a pretty easy one for us, as we even can shield up the move from the opponent here, go for 2 draw runs, and just knock them straight out of here, because there is nothing that they can do about this. Shadow Ninetales didn't really help them out too much here, as we can go ahead and go for another charge move with our own Escavalier, actually. I always say Escavalier, I feel like it's Escavalier. Actually, it's kind of difficult to say for me. Escavalier, I guess. But yeah, we're going to encounter here the next opponent, going to have the cool Pancham outfit there, and we're going to see another Gliscor in the lead. I kind of expect them to have, again, a double fighter backline there. We have to see how we're going to what we're going to face here. We hope, of course, for the boost here in the beginning that would help us out a ton, but we're going to see the not the Gliscor coming in, the Gliscor going out there for the Scissor. Scissor going to be an interesting one here. They have access to the move Scissor, Night Slash, or Iron Head, and because Iron Head still would do a lot of damage, I'm going to shield this move up. It's not going to be the Iron Head, so I can take the next move there as well. Know that they have Scissor now, as well as the move Night Slash, so we're going to be able to farm them all the way down here, still keeping our Lucario alive, and we can just go ahead and go for some baits against the opponent's Gliscor. This will secure us the shield from the opponent, and we can go for another power punch, forcing them to throw a charge move against us as well, which will be very nice. As we see the Quagsire coming in, I'm going to stay in here just to do some more fast move damage, which puts them into range for one drill run. I'm going to take the move here now on my Gliscor. They overfarmed by a little bit, but we can just go ahead and go for another drill run here, knocking them hopefully out of there and also winning this game. Let's see. Drill run is coming through, we can knock them out, and we see the Gliscor coming in here as well. Good game there. Next opponent, let's see what they can do here. We're going to see Gliscor against Lucario on the lead. This is going to be a little bit of a trickier one as well. I don't want to see them here, but they're going to go into a Frostless anyway, which will allow us to go for a Night Slash and now go into our own Lucario afterwards. They're going to let the move go through as well, putting them into a range where I can just go for one power punch and farm them down afterwards, so it's not going to be the most difficult, especially as they go for the Shadow Ball. I actually should have just tried to farm them all the way down. Throwing the charge move here was not really the smartest idea that I ever had, but we see the Gliscor coming in. We will be able to get a shield back now with our power punch anyway, and you see already the health of the opponent gonna go down here pretty fast already just by resisted counters. With the boost here from power punch, it just does so much damage. We're going to go back into our Gliscor. We can take one charge move here, and then it's only Escavalier against the opponent's Lucario here, so we're going to be able to farm them all the way down. Now you see we are basically getting neutral damage from counter while they get super effective damage from our counter, allowing us to do way more damage to them than they do to us, and allows us as well to go for some charge moves here against the opponent's Gliscor, getting us a shield already from the opponent, putting them now into range as well for one Night Slash, which we have stored already. And let's see if this drill run does enough. It just barely doesn't enough. They're going to knock me out, but we would most likely be able to win CMP with our current IVs here, which we do as well. They had a move stored there already. They played it as best as they could there, as we get the completely unnecessary boost at the end. Very nice for us. Going into the next one here, we're going to see the Frostless in the lead. Frostless is going to be an interesting one again. We're going to swap out immediately into a Lucario, and we're going to bait the opponent here quite a little bit, as they're going to go for their own bait, which is a smart move. We see the Diggersby coming in, which is not the move that I want to see here. But what we can do here actually is we can go for two power punches. We're going to be able to get a shield here, which is amazing. They expect me maybe having the close combat, which is a fair play here as well. But this will get them very, very low already. We can let the move go through. They're going to go for Fire Punch. I can still get two counters in, which are going to put them even lower. And we can now go into our Gliscor and just farm up to 100 energy here. They are running Fire Punch. I kind of want to make a video about Diggersby again while running Hyper Beam in this cup, because I feel like what you're going to encounter in the lead, it's going to be either other Diggersby, the Escavalier, or the Gliscor, and nobody going to shield the Gliscor there. Like, if you go up to a Hyper Beam and just go for it, I don't think anybody going to shield and you one-shot the opponent, so might be a cool tech move there, as we're going to get another boost here. It's just wild how many boosts we're going to get in this video, but we're going to go for so many Night Slashes anyway as we can get, and get to another charge move here as well here, and going to knock them out as well, which is super crazy. And we're going to be able to now farm down the Frostless as well and win this game. Goodbye there. Next opponent, we're going to see a very good lead for us, Diggersby. They're going to stay in here for whatever reason. They are kind of scared of me, I guess, for their backline. Maybe they're on the same team that I showcased earlier. Even with that team, you usually want to swap out into your Frostless, and you don't really want to stay in here, because Escavalier against the Gliscor is actually pretty decent as well still. The Mega Horn is still going to hurt you a lot, so like, it's not going to be the best matchup either. So I would actually not recommend you, if you run the team that I showcased earlier today, I wouldn't really recommend you to stay in that matchup in the beginning, unless you're running Hyper Beam on the Diggersby, which would be a cool tech move. Here we're going to encounter the Avalanche of the opponent, which we will be able to shield up and go for our own bait here. Power Punch coming through, going to get the shield. I expect them to have Escavalier in the back. Always I say it's some mixture between Excadrill and Escavalier, which is kind of funny, but yeah, we can just go ahead and go for another charge move that's going to get hopefully another shield. It does not. We can still go for another Power Punch here, and we're just punching our way through, as this one going to get them low, but not low enough for us, sadly. They go ahead, go for the Avalanche now. We have to go into our Escavalier, and you can see now the Wishcast coming in against us. The thing is, we can let them farm up extra here if they want to farm up that high. I will be able to just go into my Gliscor. Now they're forced to go for one Blizzard. They have no other option than going for the Blizzard here, as the Mud Bomb is doing 0 damage. I will be able to now just go ahead and farm them all the way down. They can go for one Mud Bomb, but I don't really care too much here, as we will be able to farm up so much extra energy that we can farm on the opponent as well there. Nice one. Next opponent, Frosters lead again, we swap out immediately. This is not the matchup that we want to see here, but we're going to get out the Escavalier, where we can just go ahead and go for the bait first. This bait will ensure us to actually do more damage with the counter as well and get to another move here as well if they didn't throw, but they throw, which is amazing for us. Drill Run coming through, we can just go ahead, go for another Night Slash here, but also what I can do here is I can just farm them all the way, which might be the better play for me. It really depends. Megahorn would do a ton of damage, so I'm going to shield this move up here, but we have nearly 100 energy now. Let's see who's coming in. Who is coming in here? We're going to see the opponent coming into a Lapras. This is not what I want to see at all. And at this point of time, this game is basically over. They have the nice, what's called their bow there, which is kind of cool, but we will be able to just go ahead and go for one charge move against the opponent's Frosters. They're going to let this move go through, but it just looks so bad. Like, we have to shield this move up here. We have to hope that we can farm them all the way down. There's no other play than us farming them down. They can still go to another charge move. So this means that this game is over here. And yeah, we cannot do anything with our Gliscor. They have a shield advantage. We're just gonna go straight for the Earthquake, which is also stupid. Show one for one more fast move. And they're going to let this move go through, allowing us to win this game with a 1 HP because they just didn't want to use their shield. I don't know why, but that was a wild one. Like, they expected me to bait, I guess. But I still wouldn't have got to another charge move anyway, so I don't know. That was a weird one, but cool that we still were able to win this game as we encounter another Diggersby in the lead. We see a lot of times the same teams here, but we might still be able to spice some things up later on. We have to see, as we're going to be able to knock out the opponent here, hopefully. With one more Night Slash coming through, this will do some decent damage, and we can knock them straight out of here. Next opponent, we're going to see the MEWeedle coming in there as well, which is a cool Pokemon in this meta. Very, very strong against the current backlines, especially here, as we're going to have 2 Steel types in the backline. We're going to have to go for our Gliscor as well. And we can take one Power Punch, of course. We have now 2 shields left, and my opponent has to shield this move up to make the correct play. Do they shield this move up? They do shield this move up. This makes it very, very awkward. Escavalier, I always say Excadrill, honestly it's so wild. Escavalier here, going to be able to still farm them down, and my opponent made a huge mistake there by going for the Power Punch instead of just going for the Fire Fang. Because if I just got hit by one more Fire Fang, this game would have been over. The Power Punch didn't help them at all, and like this we're going to be able to just go ahead and go for 2 drill runs and knock out the opponent, which is something that definitely shouldn't have happened if my opponent played this a little bit better there. Definitely don't go for the Power Punch there, because you just miss out on run fast move, which is something that you don't want to have. Next opponent, we see a Marshtomp coming in. Marshtomp, of course, having access to the move Surf can be a little bit scary to deal with, as we just go ahead and go into our Escavalier. I still want to say Excadrill. But here we're going to be able to just take this move. Maybe I should, like, let me know in the comment section if I should make a video about Escavalier and Escadrill at the same time. That would be an interesting one for this meta, because we have, of course, Steel types allowed here. We can actually use them both at the same team. Of course, best team ever. We're going to see the Frosters coming in here, where we can go ahead and go for one Drill Run. This Drill Run going to do enough damage to knock them out, but they're going to, of course, shield this move up. We're going to swap into our Lucario, but it's not really looking too good yet, as we're going to go up and shield the Shadow Ball coming through. We have to go for another charge move here. It's going to do some decent damage if they let this move go through, but they're going to, actually, yeah, they're going to let this move go through. They're going to already forfeit here. The Registeel has literally 0 play against this team. Registeel is something that I wouldn't really recommend you at all in this meta right now. Same with your Galarian Stunfisk. While they're available, basically all Pokemon that are good in this meta are hard counters to those 2 Pokemon. So here we're going to see that they went ahead and shield up their first charge move there from me. I'm just gonna go straight for the Shadow Ball. This can be a little bit risky, because they actually got so much energy that if they didn't shield, like if they shield here, they most likely would have been able to realign against me. Like this, we're still going to be able to go for another charge move against the opponent, and we will have the alignment on our side as well, which is going to be amazing, because this is how you win the games here. We will be able to just go ahead and go for another counter, get the opponent low, and we see the Escavalier. Escavalier against us. Honestly, I won't be able to do that. I'm so sorry. We will be able to take one drill run here still, and we can still go ahead and keep our Night Slash alive against the Escavalier, as we will be able to go ahead and go for a drill run. Is there any Pokemon that you cannot say, like, is there any Pokemon you cannot say the name of? Let me know in the comment section. It would be something that's kind of funny. Like, is there any Pokemon where you're like, oh god, it's a difficult one? I actually didn't know that this wasn't a difficult one for me before this video, but it seems like it is. But still, we're going to be able to win this final game, and this is a very good team to use. I went only positive with this team. I went 12-3 with this team actually, which is a very good. You most likely see it in the title as well. And I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.